If you feel you've lost your focus, you're not alone. I had a conversation recently with one of my clients who expressed to me that it was so valuable to her that we had our meetings because it allowed her to focus and to ground herself in what's most important and what her purpose is. And to get to a new level, it will require us to focus on ourselves and to focus on the bigger picture. We can get so lost in the minutia, and that has happened to me, that there are times when we question, what am I doing? Am I back on the treadmill? Am I back on the hamster wheel? What's happening? What am I actually doing? And it's having those moments of focus that have helped me, just like it helps my clients, to regain that meaningful perspective on what are we doing, how come we're doing it, who are we doing it with, why are we doing it. And I always wanted to remind you, especially in this training, to consider, why are we doing what we're doing. So for me, what happens is I have been so busy in building Executive Bound, in ensuring that we are going in the right direction as a business, in serving our clients, providing the most value that we possibly can, that there are times when I find myself burning the candle on both ends. And self-care is a big part of what we do here at Executive Bound. I believe that as women who are clawing our way to our current roles and who've had to fight to get to where we are, that we get so used to doing that, and that becomes our normal, that we kind of just do it. We don't question it ever. And if we don't stop and take a breath and self-care along the way, it will happen that we will burn out. We will feel impatient, irritable. People will say things that rub us the wrong way. We will be very reactive instead of responsive. And so I check myself and I realize that I need to continue to make self-care part of my daily routine and practice. So back to focus. How are you focusing on what's most important to you? And how you know that you are doing this reflection is that once in a while, you take stock and stop and reflect. What is all this for? Remind yourself, what is all this for? What is the big picture here? Let me zoom out. What am I actually doing? Yes, I'm surviving. And is that enough? I would argue that it isn't. And when you respect yourself enough and you value yourself enough, and you feel like what you do and who you do it with and what you do it for is valuable, that you actually make the time to reflect and answer the question, why am I doing this? What am I doing? What's the big picture? And that also helps you remove the minutia that doesn't serve you. It helps you get rid of activities, even events and people that are not serving you anymore, and to really connect with the crowd who are ready to embrace where you are now in this stage and season of your career and where you're looking to go. And sometimes that could be very sad. I remember when I started my personal development journey back in 2000, that as I began to peel my onion and uncover what was meaningful for me, what mattered to me, that I realized there were people in my life, one of them a good friend of mine, who was actually causing me a lot of pain. And I didn't even notice it was happening until I was able to really reflect. And I realized that as much as I loved her as a friend, that I needed to let her go, because our relationship, I felt she was abusing it. She wasn't being respectful. And it was really a source of anxiety and stress for me. And so I had to let it go. And be aware that I was letting her go on purpose and still loving her as a friend and letting her go at the same time. So, yes, you may find that some people that are currently in your life are not healthy, they're toxic in your life. And those are the toughest situations to let go of. And so, for you, my friends, as we wrap up this coaching, finding the opportunities to focus on yourself, finding the purpose for what you do every day in your career and your life is going to support you to continue to move forward, to make the most out of the time, energy, the resources that you currently have, and to create a future that aligns with what you truly want. I also spoke with a client today who was questioning what's next for her. What do I do in this situation that I'm in? Many of you may find yourself in situations where you have a new role, there has been an reorganization, and things changed. Perhaps your sponsor, the person who knew you and believed in you, is no longer there. And now you find yourself floating out there without an anchor and not sure about what the future will hold. And I would say, let's take this coming year as an opportunity to gift yourself that focus time, that one-on-one time with a professional who can support you to identify what is next for you, who can help you create guardrails in your life and professional endeavors that will give you the clarity that you need and give you the encouragement and support that you need to figure it out, to build this compelling future, and to begin taking steps this year toward that future. And we can't do any of that if we're confused and if we are crunched for time to even think. And so a gift like this is going to pay you dividends in the long term. Any investment that you make in yourself, in connecting with a professional to help you do this, is going to pay dividends. And so if you're looking for someone to support you, who you believe understands your challenges, who you can see yourself, number one, respecting, and number two, being able to count on to support you as you move through this season of your career, through this crunchiness or situation that you're currently facing, that requires you to retool, reskill, to prepare yourself for whatever is coming, then let's connect. You can always connect with me at callwithginny.com. And if you want to know what we're up to, you can visit us at executivebound.com and join our community so you can receive every Saturday morning the strategies, the tools, and techniques that we share with our VIP clients and with our mastermind members so they can continue to grow, advance, own their future, own their financial destiny, and gain the confidence they need to live their true potential. We're here to support you at Executive Bound. Live with purpose, live with joy.